Hello everyone, welcome again to my channel THINKONOMICS-Study with Navarun. Here I try to explain economics in the simple language so that everyone can understand economics and economics can reach to the remotest area of India. So today I will explain how the flexible foreign exchange rate will be determined or the determinators of equilibrium foreign exchange rate. That is the topic which I will discuss today. I will try to explain. In my last video, I have explained it to you what are the different components of demand for foreign exchange or why the demand for foreign exchange arises. Let me explain once more. That is, demand for foreign exchange, it arises because of import of goods and services. It arises if we invest in the foreign countries, if we purchase the financial assets in the foreign countries, or if the citizen of India, they are sending some kind of gifts to the foreign citizen. And we have also explained that the demand for foreign exchange is inversely related to the foreign exchange rate. That is, as the foreign exchange rate will increase, the demand for foreign exchange will decrease. There is an inverse relationship between the foreign exchange rate and the demand for the foreign exchange. This I have already explained it to you in my last lesson, in my previous lesson. We have also explained that the supply for foreign exchange, it also depends on export of goods and services in the foreign countries. If the foreign investors are investing in India, if the foreigners are purchasing some kinds of financial assets in our country, or if the foreigners are sending some kind of gift to the Indian citizen, then the supply of foreign exchange in our country will increase. It has also been observed, and as I have explained, that the supply of foreign exchange is directly proportional to the foreign exchange rate. That is, as the foreign exchange rate will increase, then the supply of the foreign exchange rate will also increase. So, demand for foreign exchange is negatively slope, whereas the supply of foreign exchange is positively. This we have already explained in our previous lesson. So today we have to find out that how the equilibrium foreign exchange rate will be determined with the help of demand and supply of the foreign exchange. My dear boys and girls, the equilibrium foreign exchange rate under flexible foreign exchange rate system will be determined where the demand for foreign exchange and the supply of foreign exchange will intersect. Where the demand curve for foreign exchange and the supply curve of foreign exchange will intersect. That is a point of equilibrium. Look at this diagram. This is DD is the demand for foreign exchange. SS is the supply of foreign exchange. These two curves, they have intersected at the point E0. Alright, so what will be the equilibrium foreign exchange? From E0, if we draw the line on the vertical axis, we will get the equilibrium foreign exchange rate, that is OR0. In the same way, if we draw the line from E0 to the horizontal axis, then we will get the equilibrium, foreign exchange which has been demanded and supplied. Now, what will be the case if the market foreign exchange rate is less than the equilibrium foreign exchange rate? Let us see that. Suppose, for example, OR0, this is the equilibrium foreign exchange rate. Alright? OR0 is the equilibrium foreign exchange rate, but the market foreign exchange rate is OR1. Let us consider that the market foreign exchange rate is OR1. In this case, what is the demand for the foreign exchange? The demand for foreign exchange will be R1B. This is the demand for foreign exchange. This is the demand for foreign exchange at the exchange rate OR1. At the exchange rate OR1, the supply for foreign exchange is how much? The supply of foreign exchange is R1A. A is on the supply curve. So at OR1, the demand for foreign exchange is R1B, whereas supply of foreign exchange is R1A. So definitely we can see that there is an excess demand of AB. There is an excess demand of foreign exchange. Or there is excess demand of foreign exchange at the exchange rate OR1 if OR1 is less than the equilibrium exchange. Now, as there is excess demand of foreign exchange, what will happen? There will be a upward pressure on the foreign exchange rate. There will be a upward pressure on the foreign exchange rate, due to which the demand for foreign exchange will decrease, whereas the supply of foreign exchange will increase till the equilibrium level E0 has been achieved. At E0, we can see that the equilibrium exchange rate is OR0 and the equilibrium demand and supply of the foreign exchange is OU0. My dear boys and girls, in the same way, we can say that if the exchange rate, in the market exchange rate, suppose OR2, if the market exchange rate is OR2, this is C and this one is D, which is more than that of the equilibrium exchange rate. What we can see? We can see that at OR2, the market demand, the demand for foreign exchange is R2C, whereas the supply of foreign exchange is R2D. Alright? So at the exchange rate OR2, the demand for foreign exchange is R2C, whereas the supply of foreign exchange is R2S. Hence, there is a excess supply of foreign exchange at OR2, which is greater than the equilibrium exchange rate. So if there is an excess supply, what will happen? There will be a downward pressure on the foreign exchange rate until and unless the equilibrium point E0 has been achieved. Boys and girls, this is just what you have learned in the price mechanism. That is how the equilibrium price will be determined with the help of demand and supply. The process is exactly the same. What will happen if there is excess demand? What will happen if there is excess supply? This is the same adjustment in case of flexible foreign exchange rate. Now, one more important question which can be asked in the board exam is that what will be the impact on the foreign exchange rate if there is a deficit in the balance of payment? If there is a deficit in the balance of payment, mark this line, this is very, very important. Now, my dear boys and girls, why there will be deficit in the balance of payment? There will be a deficit in the balance of payment because of the increase in import, or because if we invest more and more in the foreign countries. Now, if we import more and more, it implies that there will be rightward shift of the demand curve at the given exchange rate. That there will be more and more of demand at the given exchange rate. So the whole demand curve, this whole demand curve will shift in the rightward direction to D1. I will explain it once more, that if there is a deficit in the balance of payment, there will be excess demand for the foreign currencies at the given foreign exchange rate. So the whole supply curve DD will shift in the rightward direction to D1, D1. Now see, at the equilibrium exchange rate OR0, which we have determined previously, now at this exchange rate, what will be the demand and what will be the supply? Let us see this one. Okay? At OR0, now the demand is how much? The demand is R0X. R0X. What is the supply? R0. See the supply curve. This is the supply curve. So, what is the supply? R0 is 0. What we can see? That at the equilibrium exchange rate, alright, now there will be again excess of what there will be? There will be excess of demand. And if there is an excess of demand, what will happen? What will happen? There will be upward pressure on the price until and unless the new equilibrium point, that is E1, has been achieved, and the new equilibrium rate is R0 dash 1. So what we can see from here, that if there is a deficit in the balance of payment, the whole demand curve will shift in the rightward direction, which will put a upward pressure on the foreign exchange rate, due to which the new exchange rate will be what? Will be OR-0, which is more than OR0, which is more than OR0. Now, as the exchange rate has increased, then the demand for the foreign exchange will decrease, because the import has become much more costlier. As the import has become much more costlier due to increase in the exchange rate system, the demand for the foreign exchange will decrease, and thus the balance of payment, the deficit in the balance of payment will be corrected. This is how the deficit in the balance of payment can be corrected by the flexible foreign exchange rate system. My dear boys and girls, this is, I can say to you, 90 to 99% chances are there that definitely this question will come in your board exam. That is how the equilibrium flexible foreign exchange rate will be determined. This will be your question of 3 to 6 marks. You have to explain it properly. If you have understood this one, you have to write, because there is no alternative for writing and practicing. You may have understood everything, but while writing, you will find some kind of difficulties. So at least 2 to 3 times you have to write and practice this one. Thank you very much for being with Economic Study with Nabun. If you like the way I am explaining, then please do subscribe, please do like my channel, and try to share with your friends as much as possible. Thank you, Namaskar, and Jai Hind from Nabun Mundal, Thinkonomics Study with Nabun.